Okay, now to start off, we go up here, we talk to him, and then he gives us 3 coins. And then what we do with these coins is we take them to the shop, and then the first item that I'm gonna buy here is the smoke bomb, because this is low-key like the best item in the game. It allows you to dash without being hit, so you can just like dash through opponents, dash through enemies, things like that. Now for this first level, I won't show too much because this is one of the running gun levels, and I don't want this video to be too long, so I won't show too much of the level since they're pretty self-explanatory. But you basically just want to run through the level as fast as possible. You get past the enemies. You know, they're not too strong. They usually go down in like 1 or 2 hits from the pea shooter or whatever. But these levels are made so you can get coins, and then the coins, as you saw earlier, you can use in the shop. So I was just doing these so I can get every item I can get. You don't have to do the running gun levels to beat the game. You can just beat the game without doing them, but I needed all the coins so I can get better weapons, as you'll see later. So that's why I did them. But yeah, like I said, these levels are pretty self-explanatory, so there's nothing too crazy to go over here. So I'll just let them play as we go forward. When they come up, I'll just let them run and, you know, have some music in the background. But yeah. Okay, so this boss is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, he's pretty easy. I think he is the easiest boss in World 1. Literally all you do is just dodge these. Phase 1 is pretty easy, not really much to it. And then phase 2 is a little harder. You'll see in a second where he throws out like a punch move, and then all you have to do is either dodge away from him or you can duck under it, I'm pretty sure. And it's pretty easy, like I said, self-explanatory. And then phase 3 is he turns into a grave, and then all he does is just smash down on the ground, and then you just dodge it. As you see right there, I just got a very good dodge because of the smoke bomb. But all you have to do is just dodge him, and by this point he's already low, so the boss will finish up soon after this. And now we're heading into our first plane level, which is the hardest level in World 1, I would say. The first phase of this fight is pretty simple. She'll just laugh, and these little planes will pop up, and they'll shoot these bombs at you, and you just want to dodge out the way. And as you see, it goes away it goes by really fast. And then she turns into a constellation, and this constellation is Taurus, as you could see the constellation from earlier. And you just want to dodge it. It'll just throw its horns at you. You just want to dodge out the way. And then after this phase, it'll be it's either 2 options that it could be. It could be 2 other constellations, I'm pretty sure. The constellation I got for this run is Gemini. And Gemini, basically all they do is just spit out this fireball, and then you just fly around it. Pretty easy. Nothing too crazy there. The different colors of UFOs attack differently. The red UFOs will not attack unless you're under them, and then the brown UFOs will just attack when you're right in front of it, and then they'll go away in a couple seconds. And then these stars will also come out, and you just want to dodge them, or you can parry the pink ones if you want. I just wasn't parrying at first in the beginning of this. I don't know why. That's that boss done. Okay, now the root pack. First one is a potato. He just spits out these things, spits out worms, and he spits out like dirt, and then you just dodge them, and that's pretty much it. They're pretty low health each one of the phases, so it's not really too much to go over. Then the onion. So the onion will cry, and then the tears will fall from the top of the screen. You just want to dodge them. Literally so easy. Like, if you die to this, I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of buns. Like, this is not hard at all. Literally just walk out the way. That's him done. And then the carrot. He just make these carrots fly at you, and then he does this attack right here where he's like shoots these beams out of his eye, third eye. Yeah, I don't really know what the idea of this boss is, but hey, man, it's pretty cool. And that's them out of the way. Pretty easy, nothing too crazy there. One of the easiest bosses in the world one. So okay, now for the frogs. Now the frogs, they're not really that hard, to be honest. If you know what you're doing. I mean, I can see like if you're first starting off, it can be kind of hard, but I had to run. I had like 2 or 3 attempts on this, and I beat it, so it wasn't really that bad. For level 1 World 1 boss is not really that bad, but yeah, first phase over, and you see the second phase starts, and he just turns into a fan, and he just like pushes you into the other frog, and then you just literally, you don't even want to dash it on anything, you just walk, and that's it, and that phase is over with. And then they turn into a slot machine, and then you spin the slot machine, and then whatever you get is a different type of a enemy or like a tag thing. But for this one, you get these like flames, and you just jump over and under, pretty easy. And then they spit out coins, you just dodge them. And then I got the same exact one, so it's basically the same exact thing. And then yeah, that boss is done with. Okay, for the flower. Pretty short fight, honestly, because the weapons, like, they do so much damage that the fight just wraps up mad quick. First phase, nothing too crazy, you just dodge the clutter, dodge the spam. Then the second phase, he throws like these acorns, and then he throws like this, I don't even know what that is, like a seed, and you just jump out the way, mad easy. And then this phase, like the platforms, he'll sprout like the roots out of them and stuff, and then you just jump away, you just jump over. I don't know why I just jumped into them, don't ask me any questions. Yeah, very easy, very simple. Boss wraps up pretty fast. Okay, Baroness fight. Now this fight is pretty cool. Like, the level design is pretty cool, one of the coolest bosses in my opinion, like just from level design alone. And then the first phase, it'll like shoot out like different candies and different like mini enemies, and they're pretty simple, they're not that strong. Now this muffin, bro, let me tell you, I died to this muffin like 10 times, bro. Mad annoying, because he jumps and then hits the ground and then has an attack also, and you can get hit by all of that, and it's mad annoying. And then it's kind of hard to hit him because he flattens himself to the ground. So I had like 5 runs where I died to him, bro, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I was locked in here, as you can see. You got him out pretty quick. And then had this jawbreaker, pretty easy, literally barely did anything. And then this is where the second phase starts, where she shoots like these clouds at you, and then the castle begins to start like moving. And now this, I was just abusing the charge shot, to be honest. Once I got this, the game got so much easier because it's so strong. Like, it literally like if not the best weapon in the game in my opinion. Like, it's so strong. So this phase didn't really take that long, and honestly, literally just dodge the head, and then a peppermint will come out, and you can parry it if you want, but I didn't parry it there. And then yeah, pretty easy. Now for the clown. Now the clown low-key was like one of my favorite bosses. I don't know, it's just like the level design is cool and not too hard, like a little challenging. I like when it's a little challenging. But yeah, first phase, he's in a bumper car, and then there's these ducks. If you hit the duck, it'll drop that like light and it'll shoot fire. And that first phase takes like 5 seconds, like it doesn't really take long. And then you'll see that a train car comes in, and then you just want to dodge, you just want to like jump over the people, and then you want to dodge these balloons, like these dog balloons. And you also want to be shooting him, which he's the balloon at the top, and I got rid of him pretty fast there. And then the train car comes back, and then he gets on this horse. And basically for this, I literally would just sit under where the horse was, and then I would use a smoke bomb and dash through the people. Literally the best strat you could do right here. Probably like takes 5 seconds if you defeat him once you do that. I was using a lot of like speed running strats because it just like you can defeat the bosses faster that way. So yeah, and in this phase, you just want to use the spread and literally just spam him right in the face, just spam him, and then will spawn, and they shoot out baseballs, and it literally just clutters the screen a lot. But as long as you get rid of him fast enough, like they don't clutter the screen too bad. And that's what I did here. I just tried to sit on him, and then yeah, that ball's done. Okay, now for the second playing level, we have the bird, and the bird low-key is kind of hard because he has one phase that's very like clutters the screen a lot. But this first phase, he shoot out eggs, and then they'll just burst into like three shells, and you just want to dodge it. So now the second phase, he shoots out these feathers. You just want to trying to stay like close to the left side of the screen, and just dodge them one by one, and then shrink if you have to. And then that phase is over it, and then you have the small version, like the small bird, and then he like I'm pretty sure he has a set pattern that he goes in, I think, from what I learned. So you just want to like stay in a specific area. Like there's areas that he can't hit because of the way he like travels across the screen, and then you get him out pretty easily. He doesn't really do that many crazy attacks. And then the final phase, where they're carrying him on a stretcher, he shoots out trash, and pretty easy. Now for this, you should use the like the bomb, like the lobber, like a plane shot, because it does way more damage. But I was kind of like stuck down here, so I was doing that at first, and then I started realizing, I'm like, yeah, let me use that. So then I started using that, and then he died within like 10 seconds. All right, now for the genie, now his fight is actually pretty cool. Like the background of it, like the way it's like 3D kind of, is very, very cool. And like the whole design of the boss is pretty cool in my opinion. Now this first phase, literally very simple. See, as the cats come out of the like the coffin urn, whatever that is, to be honest, and then the cats just fly at you, and they fly very slow, so it's nothing too crazy there. And then this phase, you want to use the bomb, like the lobber bomb, because it gets rid of the heads in one shot, and then you just want to go through, you want to dodge those like spikes. And once that's over, go to this phase, where I don't really even know how to explain this part, to be honest with you, but yeah, ghosts come out, and he shoots like these like planets out of his eyes. This phase is easy because you can just stay like closer to the bottom of the screen, and he really can't hit you. This phase is really cool because he basically uses a Cuphead puppet against you, which is like very clever, very cool in my opinion. And he shoots out his fingers the same way as you do, but way easier to dodge, because the projectiles are really, really slow. And then that was him done, and I'm pretty sure this is the final phase right here. In this final phase, there's 3 pyramids, and they shoot lasers, and you just want to stay like kind of close to the middle and dodge those like white rings. And then once you stay close to the middle, you can like just move whatever direction that they fire the lasers in, and you're pretty much good there. And you see, I'm just spamming the bombs, like I'm just trying to get him over with. So I took a lot of damage on this end every time I was trying, but yeah, that's him done. Okay, the dragon. Now for these next two fights, my camera, like my webcam corrupted, so there won't be no face cam for these parts. But yeah, this is one of the hardest bosses in, I'm pretty sure this is world 3 now. Or actually no, I think this is the end of world 2. But yeah, one of the hardest bosses, you have to jump basically from cloud to cloud, also while dodging his projectiles and shooting him at the same time. But the charge shot definitely made this easier. So if you're playing this, I would recommend to get the charge shot minimum. Like that is like literally the best shot in the game, bro. It does so much damage. And some phases, like for certain bosses, you can count how many charge shots, so you can speed run them very, very fast. And then for this phase, these the little fireballs will jump up at you if you stay in an area for too long. So you just want to keep jumping and jumping and jumping, and then a couple charge shots, that phase is done with. And then you get three-headed dragon phase, and they basically just rotate attacks. They shoot fireballs, things like that. And then as long as you just keep hitting your charge shots, you keep staying to the edge of the screen. You want to get as close to the edge of the screen as you can, so you're not getting hit by anything. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, now for the pirate. Now the pirate low-key is like the easiest boss in World 3, or one of them, because you're in a stationary spot. Like the stationary fights are low-key the easier ones because you don't really have to do too much like looking around, and you just stay in like kind of similar areas. But yeah, first phase done, nothing really crazy there. And then you have this shark that'll come across the screen. You just want to dodge that, and then the inside of his mouth will start shooting out these attacks that are mad easy to dodge. You just want to watch out for the barrel that smashes down. And in this move, you could either parry it or you can crouch under it. I just chose to crouch under it because it's easier. And then this fight wrapped up kind of quick because I was literally just spamming the charge shot. But yeah, that boss is done. Now this is one of the harder fights, harder playing levels. I would say this is the second hardest playing level. Now what makes this boss hard is just the fact that like there's literally so much clutter on the screen. It's hard to really track your character and like see where you're supposed to move to. So you can see me like really spamming the minimize move was really getting small. Like I just kept spamming it because it was so hard to like see what to do. And this one took me a good amount of attempts, but yeah, this phase, you can see a lot of spam. You just have to go through the hoverfish and stuff like that. And in this phase, you just want to stay above her eye. I've learned this from like a speed run, I think. You just want to stay above the eye, and then you want to bomb as soon as the snakes come up, and it'll get rid of most of them. And then it'll take like 5 seconds to get rid of that phase. I've used a bunch of tricks in this run, like to beat the game. But yeah, you want to dodge that green laser because it'll turn you into stone. And as you see, we get hit right there. And yeah, just gotta shoot her head. No crazy attacks, just that one attack, and then that boss is done. All right, now for this fight, in my opinion, this is one of the cooler fights, like stage wise and like design wise, because you're in like a play. But there's not really much to go over in this fight because it didn't really take anything out of me to beat this boss. Like she's really easy. Not a lot of clutter on the screen. Literally nothing crazy happened here. It took me like 2 attempts to beat her, so there isn't really much of the description. But yeah, like this boss is like very easy. Probably the easiest boss in World 3 besides the one that's gonna come up later. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about her. The stage in the setting is cool, but besides that, not really a challenge. Now for the B. Now this fight, low-key one of the harder fights in the game. This one took me like 30 attempts to beat. I was low-key getting tired of it, so I was just slacking off. That's what caused a lot of those deaths later on. But yeah, very annoying boss. You got to stay at a certain height. You don't want to hit the bottom because you're gonna take damage. That you can't decide. Like you can't go too far to the sides. You're gonna take damage. And then you have to platform, and then it's just so much to do in this fight. And then her attacks are so annoying to dodge, bro, because like the platforms are like weirdly spaced, so it's so hard to dodge some of these attacks. As you see me get hit here, and I'm on 1 HP, but I was literally just shooting a roundabout up in the air, and that's what made this phase so easy, is that you literally just spam the roundabout up in the air, and you just dodge the fist, and it's pretty easy to get rid of her because the roundabout does a lot of damage. But yeah, very annoying boss. Literally like took so much out of me to beat this boss. But yeah, that boss done. All right, now the Tom and Jerry fight. This fight, like the pirate, low key and easy, very easy boss. Like the phases are kind of weird to learn at first, but like once you get the hang of it, very easy boss. Use your spread, just stand in his face. Like it's really not that hard. Like if you have trouble with this, your buns. I'm gonna be honest, your buns. Yeah, this is like what, phase 3 already. Like it's literally takes nothing. You see me looking over because I don't even know what I was watching. Probably watching like Joe Bart or something, but yeah, this fight took me like three, 4 attempts. I just had to learn it at first, and then after that, I literally just used the spread, stood in their faces, and just spammed because it does so much damage, and got him up out of there pretty cool. I mean, the design of the level is pretty cool, but not really hard. So, all right. Now, this is probably the hardest boss outside of like King Dice and the Devil because, bro, oh my god, he has so much HP. Like that's really the problem with this boss. He has so much HP, bro. This fight took like 50 attempts, bro. I was getting tired of playing this fight over and over again, bro. Over and over again, bro. I was literally just raging. And I'm not gonna lie, this run was so clutch for me because as you can see, I'm on 1 HP. I was on 1 HP for like more than half of this fight. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was in flow state. I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't even know. Like I couldn't even tell you what I was thinking right here. I was literally just so locked in because I was so tired of playing this boss, bro. So much clutter on the screen. You can't even see anything. But yeah, got him up out of there after 20,000 attempts. All right, now for the ghost, I used kind of like a strat. I saw a strat from a guy. I don't remember his name, but I was watching like videos, and I saw a strat where like you literally just sit in between where the hands are on the skeleton, and you just literally just shoot him in the face. So like right here, you can see me just sitting in between his hands or going under his head in that phase. And that phase is easy. If you have the charge shot, you can get rid of him pretty fast. And now them, you literally just want to sit in the corner and shoot them with the charge shot over and over again. Just sit in the corner, because if you sit in the corner, none of them can hit you. So you just sit in the corner. You want to try to shoot those skulls before they hit the like the parryable thing and move you. You literally just sit in this corner and spam. And the last phase, this phase is pretty easy also. You literally just shoot the heart with the charge shot, dodge the fire, and yeah, I got him up out of there pretty quickly. Didn't take me too long. All right, now for the King Dice fight. Now the King Dice fight is very, very hard because you have to do so much fighting to get to the end. And then the end itself is hard. So my strat here was to just try to get as many hearts as I could because I would always take damage in the end fight. So I just wanted to use as many hearts I could to just tank the damage and just spam them to try to get the fight over as fast as possible. So that's the strat I did here. Now for the king dice fight. Now he spits out cards, and each card, it's like each out of like every 3 cards is parryable, but for some reason I could never parry all 3 cards. So the strat I was trying to do was just to get behind his hand in between each go, but it was random every time I tried to do it. I thought it would be the same every time, like it would switch hand to hand, but for some reason that wouldn't work. Hence why I needed all the hearts, because I took a lot of damage. So the strat I looked up was just to use the spread shot and just spam as much as you could and use the invincibility card. That's why I saved all my cards and I never used them. And yeah, I got him out there pretty fast. As you can see on my face, I was very tired of playing this boss. Now for the final boss of the game, I'm just gonna let it play and let you guys watch. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.